Hi there, guys. It has been a good year so far. And I'm saying so because we've just concluded the first half of the year. Tomorrow, we're going to be getting into the month of July. At the start of this year, did you have any financial ambitions? Did you aspire, for example, to become rich in the course of this year? Did you aspire, for example, to make X amount of money? If you had any financial ambitions or resolutions, where are you on those resolutions? Comment down below in the comment section. Let's continue discussing there. Are you on course to achieving your financial ambitions, your financial resolutions, or have you derailed in the course of this year? Share down below. Let's continue discussing. And that's why in this video, I want us to talk about why some people out there continue to be poor, basically because they have habits which are making them poor. Yes, they could be having amazing ambitions, they could be working towards something, but then again, if you can't shed off these basic habits which are bound to hold you back, chances are you won't be able to evade that financial trap where you're perpetually in debt, you are struggling, and you seem to think things are not working for you. You are all much welcomed to the Money Daily TV. My name is Afagza Sifuna. And by the way, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. And while you still at it, drop a like on this video. Thanks for that. The very first habit, which is most likely keeping you poor, is you being in that trap of living on credit. Look here, guys. Buy now, pay later applications, you relying on credit cards, more so those offers which have extremely high interest rate, are basically derailing you of your financial freedom. That's so because all these different offers around credit are amazing, but then again, they are also designed to ensure you are trapped in that particular cycle, whereby you could be working paycheck to paycheck, and each of your subsequent paycheck you are utilizing to pay off a credit which you've incurred. That is quite unfortunate, and a good chunk of people out here are on that particular trap, living, incurring very high interest rate. One of the things which you need to do is that this year, if there's any credit option out there, look to capitalize on zero interest credit options. For example, if you have a credit card which allows you to spend money, okay, and then incur no interest rate if you pay for in a given period of time or within a given period of time, then ensure you do that, because by you continuing to pile these debts, it only means you are also incurring interest, which, by the way, can really work against you in the long term, because there is a point maybe in the near future you might need leverage, and then your credit score is going to be affected big time. So try your level best to avoid these traps of pay now, buy now, pay later, and also credit cards, because in the long term they could be working against you. Okay, and then the second habit, which is keeping many people out there poor, is the habit of living inflated lifestyles. What do I mean? Basically, you choosing to live beyond your means. At the end of the day, you are the one who's responsible for your own life. You are the one who's responsible for your own financial success. If you decide, for example, to live beyond your means, then it's gonna mean that you're gonna be waking up every morning trying to impress people out there who, in the first place, care less about you. You could be waking up trying to chase a given fickle lifestyle, which in reality you'd otherwise be way okay leading a simple lifestyle with no subtle pressures. Just because you have a friend, for example, who's wearing a designer of maybe jacket, designer shoe out there, it doesn't mean that you also need to jump on that particular wave, because you don't know. They could be using maybe their profits, not even their salary, to buy that particular fashion item. And yet you decide to go out there to get a loan to also feel like you are fitting in. Guys, that is one of the biggest mistakes you can do for yourself. Living inflated lifestyle. Just live within the range of what you can afford, and most importantly, prioritize other things like, for example, investments, savings over the day to day kind of like luxury items, because this is true investments that you can be able to afford whichever lifestyle out here. So focus on those important things as opposed to you inflating your lifestyle. Okay? And then the third habit, which is keeping people out there poor, more so young people out there, is the habit of mindless spending on applications. Of course, we all appreciate that technology is doing massive things in this world. I could be in this video and someone just photoshops me. All of a sudden, for example, I'm in Nairobi, maybe I'm in New York, I'm in London, you name it. All this is because of the power of technology. And even so, with the advent of artificial intelligence, AI, we are seeing many applications out there cropping up, and a good chunk of these applications are premium applications, which basically mean people pay for them to enjoy whichever benefits which these applications are offering. You could find, for example, a young person out there who actually has even 10 different AI applications. Of course, these applications might be useful, whether it is for their own personal benefit, for their job, etc. But if you don't check and be very keen on how much you are paying for these applications, you could end up being in a mindless spending spree on applications, and a good portion of your money going to these applications. Believe it or not, there are people out there whose application subscriptions, maybe for their own personal use, are even upwards of $500 each and every month. This is money, for example, which they would rather put in the stock market, but they have chosen to be giving out these applications for free, basically because they enrolled and forgot to get out of those applications. Go and check. Do you have mobile applications which are charging you as a standing charge? Go and check. And in case there are any, just get out of them, because you're going to be using them, for example, on a need basis. And even so, be sure most of them could be dormant. Okay? And then the fourth habit, which is keeping a good chunk of people out there poor, is the habit of delaying investing. What do I mean? The best time for you to invest would have been any day in the past times, okay? But the next amazing time for you to invest is now. Don't delay your ability to invest. And of course, I talk about investment. It could be investment in any different area out there, whether it is in the stock market, whether it is in the real estate, whether it is in starting a business, you decide. But the most important thing is for you to invest and start investing today. Don't wait, hoping that, for example, there's another good time for you to invest in future, because your dream of investing can only be realized by you starting. And a good chunk of people out there wait for the very opportune of time. Maybe they've told themselves they need maybe 2 million shillings for them to invest. Maybe they've told themselves they need 5 million shillings for them to invest. It doesn't work like that. You need to start with whatever you have and then think about scaling over time. Because if you wait for the best moment for you to invest, chances are you'll never invest, because there isn't a perfect time for you to invest. There isn't a perfect set of conditions which is going to guarantee you that your investment is going to be successful. So start today, and then over time, refine your investment skills, continue adding to your portfolio, and you're going to just see how over time, over a few years, you're going to have a very insane portfolio which has very, very high value. Okay? And then the fifth habit, which could be keeping a good chunk of people out there poor, is the habit of chasing get quick schemes. What do I mean? We've seen out here people have been outrightly conned of their money because maybe someone told them, "Give me your money, I multiply for you," and they believed them. Maybe someone told them they need to go and gamble on their money, and they did exactly that. Okay? Someone told them there are very simple meme stocks out there where they need to pump their money in, and then after doing that, maybe in a few weeks, in a few months, the meme stock owner vanishes from the internet. Guys, there is nothing out here as get rich quick scheme. And by mistake, in case you get rich quick, then most likely your money is only also going to disappear very quick. It's just as simple as that. Because these habits, which anchor get rich quick schemes, are the kind of habits which are insatiable and very addictive. By all means, avoid any conversations, any discussions around get quick schemes, because that's a big pitfall which you can get into and never come out. You need to understand that over time, you need to work very hard. Work smart to have your money work for you. And there isn't a thing as becoming rich out here from get rich quick scheme. That is a mistake a good chunk of people out there do, and they end up paying big time. And then the sixth mistake, which a good chunk of people out there do and really derails them from becoming financially free, is them not tracking their spending. Of course, in any money flow out there, there is incomes which you get, there is spending, and then there is investment, saving, you name it. If you don't track your spending, chances are you're going to be pushing a good chunk of your money on day-to-day expenditure items and even so getting into unnecessary liabilities. That is why it is very important to have a budget. Have a budget because a budget is a financial tool which basically assists you know where each and every of your money is going to. If you have a budget, then you can be sure that you'll be able to track your spending. I've seen out here, for example, people earning hundreds of thousands and yet they become broke in just 2 days. And also, you've seen out here, for example, someone earning tens of thousands or even just 5,000 Kenya shillings and then they have money month in, month out. It's basically because the people who have money plan for how they are incurring expenses, plan where each of their coin is going. Start planning today and be sure you can be able to fix very many things when it comes to you having your money go where you intend. And talking about where money going where you intend, you gotta take up and know where it is to go. That's why the seventh habit, which is making some people out there poor, is them ignoring financial literacy. Financial literacy is basically you gaining deep understanding of the flow of money, you gaining understanding of investments, you gaining understanding of risk. Financial literacy is very essential if you want to grow wealth. Financial literacy is very essential if you want to invest. Financial literacy is very essential if you want to expound on your income sources. That's why you need to wake up, read a book, look at credible resources out there on how to build your financial muscle when it comes to financial literacy. A good chunk of people out there rely on influencers who are out there peddling distorted messages when it comes to finances, or even so, out there on the verge of selling them get rich quick scams, or even so, pushing affiliate marketing links. And people believe that, for example, that's the route to financial freedom. No, guys, wake up, read a book, wake up, go to attend seminars which talk about financial literacy, engage with people who have done things in this life, and you can see they have really invested and been able to grow their wealth. Get mentors out there, and you're gonna just see how this is gonna work in your favor. So invest in understanding the money flow, how to make income, how to spend money, how to invest, understanding taxation, etc. And over time, all this knowledge is gonna work to your advantage. And then the eighth and last thing I want to talk about when it comes to poor habits which are holding you back is you having scarce mentality. It is amazing how the human mind functions. If your mind, you're telling your mind or feeding your mind that you can't achieve, you are not up to task, you are not destined to become rich, chances are you'll never become rich. You'll never be up to par. You'll never wake up and do amazing things which are going to ensure you are set when it comes to working towards achieving financial freedom. That's why you need to drop the scarcity mindset and think about it in a different way. For example, if you only have $100, you don't need to think, for example, that, hey, I need to conform in $100, save there, live there, pay rent from $100. Why not think about the additional possibilities? How else can you duplicate your skill set, duplicate your ability to make money, for you to even increase that $100, for example, 4 times, 5 times, right? Because scarcity mindset is a very big issue which is holding some people back. You know, they end up, for example, holding cash. They end up, for example, not investing. They end up, for example, underspending on the basics, on essentials. And at the end of the day, this just works against you. Rather than to be thinking about how else can you increase your level of income. And if you have an opportunity, jump on a side hustle. jump on a gig which is going to give you extra income, because it is through trying that you're going to be able to unlock that income. No one out here, for example, woke up and outrightly began making money. Everybody tried, and then along the way, they were able to make money. So also wake up and try. But the scarcity mindset is a very big blocker when it comes to you working towards achieving financial freedom. Guys, what do you think about those 8 things I've spoken to you about? Do you think these are real derailers when it comes to people becoming financially free? Has any of these items derailed you? Do you think there are other items out there which are also derailing people? Share down below in the comment section. Let's continue discussing. Cheers, guys, and look for share with you other amazing videos next time.